Hey guys, How2 here, and today I'm going to show you part of my process for making videos that hopefully you can use to get started with making your own. And these are the three programs that I use the most. Well, pretty much it's just OBS and lightworks. Audacity I don't use too much, but it's apparently a powerful program for editing audio. But these are the two programs that I'm going to go over. OBS today, and then lightworks in another video. Links for all of these will be in the description. But let's get right into OBS. Of course, download it, install it, open it up, and the first thing you'll see is a screen like mine, but you won't be capturing anything in the middle. It'll just be a black screen. And I'm going to show you how to navigate this application and use it to record videos on your own. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to Profile, make sure that you hit it and hit the drop down, hit New Profile, name it whatever you want. And it's important to have profiles because depending on what you're doing, you might want to have a different profile for everything. That's what I do. Or you might, maybe for some people, one profile will work for everything. But once you set up your profile, you're going to want to go into your settings. And I don't really mess with general or stream. What I mess with the most is output. And for streaming, you're going to want to have something similar to this. Encoder at x264, rescale output. You might want to have this lower depending on how fast your internet is, because if you're streaming, it's all in real time, so the lower the better, but of course, the lower the worst quality, so you want to have a good balance. Your CBR, your rate of control is going to be CBR. Your bit rate at 2500 to 3500 is good, but of course the higher the CBR, the better internet you need, because that's basically how fast it uploads and how fast people's internet needs to be to watch the video that you're twitching. So of course this is all for streaming. Your key interval you're going to want to have at 0. CPU usage, this is dependent on your CPU. The worse your CPU, the faster you're going to want this, because that uses less of the CPU. I have mine at ultra fast because my CPU is not that strong, but if you have a strong CPU, you might want to have like medium, maybe faster. That'll work better for you. It's all dependent on the CPU. But this is pretty close to what you're going to want to have for streaming. But what I do the most is record. So for recording, I have my type at standard, my recording path. You can change this to, so your videos get saved wherever you want. Recording format MP4, because literally every program can recognize that. Encoder I have at x264. My rescale is as high as it can be for my particular computer. Rate control CBR. Bitrate at 4500. Interval at 0. Again, CPU usage at ultra fast. Profile at high. And the thing that's going to affect your videos the most is probably going to be the bitrate, the rescale options, and of course your CPU usage preset. This is something that you might want to play with depending on your specs. For some, the bitrate 2500 might be better. For some, maybe even higher, 5500 might be better. And for some, the CPU usage ultra fast might not work that well. For me, it does, because I have a strong pretty much everything except my CPU. Which sucks, because the CPU is important for a lot of games. But I digress. These are close to the settings that you're going to want for streaming and recording. So now we're going to move on to audio. Audio, I have my desktop audio device just set as my speakers. I have my mic just set as my default microphone. And for some reason, when I first started making videos, OBS wasn't picking up my voice, so anytime I talked, it wasn't being registered with the program. And after a while, I found out what it was. So to fix the issue, this is what I did. I right-clicked on speakers, I went to recording devices, double-clicked on this microphone, I went to levels, and my level for my microphone was at 0. So if it's at 0, it's like, it doesn't pick up anything. So let me just show you. I'm going to keep talking, but of course you're not going to hear me because you see, it mutes you pretty much. So I set my level to 100 and it fixed the issue for me, in case you're having a similar problem. But video I just have my base as the same thing as my scaled. So what this basically means is, like, this is what your monitor outputs. This is the resolution. And then if you want it to go down, you can change it, to be a lower variation of your base resolution. So of course, the higher the resolution, the better the video looks, but also the more bandwidth it takes, and the longer the video is, or the harder it is to upload your stream, because higher resolution equals more bandwidth equals more internet usage. So this is something that you're going to want to play with. For recording videos, you're going to want to have this as high as possible, because it doesn't really matter how big the video is. You're going to upload it, you know, at an extensive rate. You're not streaming. But for streaming, you might want to have this lower. My downscale filter, I think bicubic is better for if you're doing games, but Langsos is better if you're doing videos like what I'm doing, where you need to show like the text boxes and everything. FPS, I have it set to 60. Hotkeys I don't mess with. Advanced, I don't think I mess with this at all. I think everything is pretty much a default. But you know, once you're done, you hit apply and you hit OK, and then we're going to go into how you actually capture this. It's the source of your video. So the ones you're going to probably use the most are going to be display capture, which is what I'm using right now, and it captures your entire desktop monitor display. Window capture, which captures specific windowed windows, you know, like maybe you have a game that's you know, in a smaller window, it's not like full screen. And then game capture is for capturing full screen gaming applications, or pretty much any application it'll capture in full screen. So game capture is probably the one that people use the most, along with, you know, display and window. So what you do here is you just click on it. If you hit display capture, it'll just automatically display your display. If you hit game capture, it'll capture any full screen application. And let me show you window capture real quick. You know, once you do this, once I do this, it's gonna go black for you. But what comes up, let me show you to visualize it, is a little thing that says properties for window capture, and under it says window, and you hit the little drop down on the window tab, and it'll show all the programs that you have running, and you can choose a specific program that you want to show, and it'll show it, and then you just hit OK. I'm just gonna hit cancel and take it off because I don't need this right now. And yeah, took it off. So say you want to show your webcam too. How you show your webcam is with video capture device. If you have one attached, or you have one that came with your computer, it'll automatically just register it and show it. So I'm gonna click mine because I do have a webcam. Of course you don't see it because it's covered, because I'm paranoid. But let me resize this so I can show you the options. Oh snap, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so this is what comes up. It'll show you device, HD webcam, and you don't really have to mess with anything if you have one attached. But you know, you can change all the stuff on here. But I wouldn't. I mean, it's a webcam. It doesn't have to be super optimized. Then you hit OK, and it shows up right there, and then you can move it around and resize it or do whatever you want with it. And then let's get into scenes. So that's how you do, you know, this is how you capture video. You know, once you have everything set up, you either start streaming or you stop recording, or start recording. Mine says stop recording because I'm recording right now. But what scenes are they basically show what is on the screen. So this is a good example of it. Say for one scene you want you want the video to show your webcam, but in another scene you don't want the video to show your webcam. Maybe you're doing something, I don't know, naughty, or you don't want people to see you for whatever reason. You can make a scene with your webcam, and it's gonna bring it back up, and then you can make a scene without your webcam, and you know, so you can change what people see. Maybe in one you want something completely different, and one you want your display, and another one you want maybe like the full screen game. You can play with scenes, so when you click on one, it'll show something different than, you know, whatever you want it to show. So that's a brief overview of OBS, and it's a pretty straightforward application, not very hard to use, and it works really well. It's pretty simple. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing my next video on lightworks, which is a program to edit videos, and that'll probably be longer because there's a lot to do in lightworks. But that's pretty much it for OBS. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And you know, just to be straightforward, I mean, most computers can capture your display pretty easily, but you know, not every computer can capture like 60 frames per second 1080p times 720 gameplay, so it's not gonna work for everybody unless you have like a decent computer. But you know, just keep that in mind. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me. I guess I'll see you in the next video.